I was almost 400 pounds. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, pre-diabetic. My back would go out on me 4 or 5 times a year. I was a mess.
Then I found hormone replacement therapy. And naturally, like most people, I expected it to reverse years of neglect overnight. I started HRT on a Monday, and in my head, I'd easily look like a Greek god by Friday, probably sooner, but I didn't want to get greedy. Friday came and went, no Greek god. Same situation the following Friday, and the one after that, and the one... Now, I'm a food addict, always have been. Put me in charge of my own diet, and there are 2 words that come to mind: fox and henhouse. I mean, I'm looking for a reason to quit, right? Anything that causes friction in my relationship with gummy nerds better bring its A game, because if results don't come fast enough, I know me. I'm crossing whatever it is off the list. Big footnote at the bottom that reads, something else I tried that didn't work. And I'd revert right back to my old ways, because that's comfortable, familiar. It's one of those the devil you know situations. So what I'm saying here is, had I stayed on just the core products of HRT, meaning testosterone, anostrozole, and HCG, I probably would have quit. Knowing what I know today, that would have literally been the biggest mistake of my entire life. Now, I really want you to understand what I'm saying here. So let's use an analogy. Let's pretend you walk to work every day, half hour there, half hour back. As you get older, your body naturally slows down and becomes less efficient. So even though the distance to and from work remains the same, getting there and back progressively takes longer and requires more effort. And in this analogy, that represents the aging process. And then one day you buy a bicycle, and that makes getting to work faster and with less energy. And in our analogy, that represents starting hormone replacement therapy. But you still get wet when it rains, you sweat your ass off in the summer, you freeze in the winter. Now don't get me wrong, it still beats walking, but you know you can do better. That's where peptides enter the picture. Things like BPC 157, TB 500, methylene blue, MOTS-C, NAD+, Solanc, Dihexa, list goes on. Throw 1 or 2 peptides on top of your HRT protocol, and suddenly you're driving to work in a bare bones base model car. And even though you have crank windows, no air conditioning, and manual lock, it's still way better than the bicycle, light years ahead of walking. But if you were to place a series of strategically targeted peptides into your HRT protocol, every one of them specifically chosen to decrease the time it takes for you to reach your goals and objectives, well, now you're driving to work in a luxury vehicle. And if you throw some 191AA on top of all that, you get your very own chauffeur. Your probability of success literally skyrockets, because it's the results that keep you motivated. It would be like you going to work and not getting paid. You're going to stop going to work, especially if you didn't want to go to work in the first place. So if these peptides are so good, why haven't you heard about them? Because no pharmaceutical company can patent them. There's no money in it. But the biggest problem Big Pharma has with peptides is healthy people don't buy maintenance drugs. And the entire business model of the pharmaceutical industry revolves around keeping you somewhere between healthy and dead, where you need a handful of medications every single day just to function. That said, which peptides are even out there? Which ones work? Which ones have more side effects than benefits? What are they? What do they do? As well as what I personally take and what my results have been. And I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm trying to educate you. I'm trying to give you information I wish I had when I started my HRT journey. So subscribe, hit the bell, and whatever else you need to do. Get ready to learn, because I'm bringing you the secret ingredient that makes the difference between success and failure, where you can learn about various peptides, and if any of them sound interesting, just book a free consultation with your Viking provider. Tell them, I heard Sam talk about this particular peptide. Tell me more. Because you need to be an educated consumer, especially when there's something out there that can make this big of an impact, not only on your life, but the lives of those who rely upon you. Because getting old is inevitable, but not improving your quality of life and overall longevity because you can't seem to make a simple phone call to Viking, that's borderline masochism.